If you do not reset your energy and just think you can just force the body to align to your goals or what you really want, it's gonna be a struggle. Before you can even reset your energy, you need to ask yourself, who am I now? And who am I really at the core of my foundation? A lot of people are still confused about identity. What I have decided to do in January, and this is not for aesthetics, is to fast so that I can retrain my body not to go to food first whenever I feel tired, whenever my energy feels low. If I have to take a 10-minute nap, I take a 10-minute nap and I just, relax and then get back to work. In January, engage your mind. Start looking at standards. Start looking at systems that you can set in place rather than allowing boredom to take place. Hello there. Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways that you can reset your energy this January without dieting, and then you can know what to eat and how to eat. Hello there. My name is Titilayo. I'm a fitness and wellness coach, and I help high achieving women transform their bodies inside and out with ease and balance through mindset coaching, fitness routines, and wellness structures that allow them to be who they truly are. And in today's video, like I said, we're talking about 3 ways. 3 simple ways that you can reset your energy in January without dieting and just being free to know what to eat. So let's get into it. Firstly, before we start talking about the ways, let us talk about the real foundation, because without this foundation, sis, it is going to be very, very difficult to even implement one of the ways. So, the real foundation that it took me a long time to really implement and to fully embody is identity. Now, a lot of people are still confused about identity. A lot of people are still like thinking that I can't change who I am. This is who I am. Yes, the life that you're living right now is a borrowed reality, a borrowed identity. It's not really who you truly are. If you want to go back to who you truly are, you need to look at when you were younger, like how you behaved freely and how you were free to express yourself, to be yourself. That is very close to who you truly are. However, as we go through life, school, society, norms, regulations, everything, we gradually change and move away from who we truly are. For me, for instance, naturally, I was a nurturer. I was a guide. I love to teach. I was free. I love to express myself. I love to dance. I love to just move my body naturally. That is who I am. And the best part of it all is that I was naturally soft at heart. I made friends easily. I played with people. I was soft. If someone does something to me, I would feel I could easily get hurt and start crying. I had that soft power within me. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to argue. I was just like naturally soft, soft energy. But as I went through life, life taught me being soft was weakness. And I documented all of that in one of my videos about being soft, because I used to think that being soft was weakness. And sis, guess what happened? I switched. From being soft, I went to the extreme end of being hard. I went to the extreme end of pushing. I went to the extreme end of fussing. I went to the extreme end of trying to just do and do and do, because I thought that was the way. But I can't be blamed, because that was what I thought the way was. Only when you realize, only when you come back to the realization and you realize that the ways that you've implemented in your life, it's not working, and then you return back to your original identity. Sis, that is the foundation that we really, really need to unleash. So before you can even reset your energy, you need to ask yourself, who am I now? And who am I really at the core of my foundation? Like, if everything was perfect, if everything that I wanted was perfect, how would I act? How would I respond? How would I express myself? How would I live my life? Says, going back to the foundation of who you truly are is so important before you even try to reset your energy. Because when you work against who you really are, your body and mind and your spirit are never going to be in alignment. And in January, we are working on borrowed energy. I wouldn't want to say renewed energy. We're working on borrowed energy because we've been through December, and now all of a sudden we've got this surge of energy within us, and we feel like, we really need to push. We really need to do this. So we are inspired, we are motivated, and sis, that doesn't seem to last long. So before you start going on or riding or renewed on borrowed energy, sis, let's step back one step and let's just try and reset the energy. So now we're going to talk about free ways on how to reset your energy without dieting and for you to find easier ways to eat this January. Now, let's get into the first way. Now, the first way to reset your energy this January is to use your internal energy. Sis, this one is huge for me because I have been trying to look for ways that I do not need to rely on my external energy. So let me just break it down. So the internal energy is that supernatural strength, that power that flows within us endlessly, effortlessly, in abundance. That is superb energy. The external energy is what we feed our body and mind, like the food we eat, the thoughts we consume. Those are like external energies that are around us. So, sis, because we've just come out from the holiday break, at this point, your body is already used to external energy. So, the foods you've been eating. And yes, it is good that we enjoyed the holiday. We had so much food. We enjoyed. We consumed a lot of TV. We consumed a lot of food. We were around with friends and family. This is good. But if you do not reset your energy and just think you can just force the body to align to your goals or what you really want, it's going to be a struggle. So, this January, I myself, actually, even before January, I've been trying to figure out ways on how to rely more on my internal energy than my external. So, what I have decided to do in January, and this is not for aesthetics, is to fast. Now, I know there's a lot of pressure from fasting, and for me personally, I don't like fasting. Like, I like my food. I like to eat in bed. So fasting for me too was a lot of pressure. Even when I decided that I wanted to fast to allow my body to use up the energy within me first before the energy external, it was a little bit of a pressure, but I had to take that off. Now, I said to myself, why do I want to fast? I'm not fasting to lose fat. I'm not fasting to, for aesthetic reasons. I just wanted to fast so that I could retrain my body not to go to food first whenever I feel tired, whenever my energy feels low. Actually, I wanted to introduce to my body that resting comes first before food. So I decided to fast. So when you want to fast, the easiest way to fast is to go slowly and soft. In fact, do not even say to yourself that you're fasting if it's going to increase the pressure on you, because a lot of us women, we can go for hours without eating if we are fixated on other things that we want to do. So rather than fasting, just focus your mind that, okay, I want to retrain my body to rely on the internal energy first before I start feeding it. So every morning when you wake up, you can still have your cup of coffee, you can have your tea, you can still have milk in it. It does not really matter. So we're not going to do like the tradition of fasting. So what I would do is I'll just have my chai tea, and I just start getting on with my day. So as I work through my day, even though exercise, it doesn't really matter, because like the exercise that I do, they are soft exercise, soft movement. And that is why I'm going to pause right now and tell you about my Smart Reset Masterclass coming up in January on the 21st and on the 22nd of January. The Smart Reset Masterclass is for you to learn how to reset your movement, for you to learn how you see movement, for you to know that you don't have to push, or suffer or be exhausted once you're working out, and just so that you can feel like you worked out. Soft movement actually helps you to reset the nervous system. Workout was not built to drain energy from you. Workout was made to give you more energy. In this day and age, especially as a busy woman, a lot of us are doing the hardcore workout. In fact, like back in the days, if I work out and I don't sweat, I'll say to myself, oh, Titilayo, we need to increase the pace. We need to move harder. No, I've stepped away from that, because after my workout, I was drained, I was tired, I had no energy to do much. Anyway, if you want to learn more about my Smart Reset Masterclass, you need to click the link in the description or my bio, or just register. It's an open access. The only thing you have to give is your presence and your time. All right, moving on to fasting. So in the morning, I would do like soft movement workout. And that soft movement workout doesn't drain me. In fact, it increases my energy. It allows me to be more focused and vibrant for my daily activity. So when I do my soft movement workout, which is roughly like 30 minutes or less, and even on some days it's like less than 15 minutes, I just get on with my day. And whenever I have that feeling that, oops, we need to eat, I look at myself. Am I dehydrated? Am I stressed? And do I need to rest? No, I just worked out. So that food, the noise from my body saying I need to eat, that is because it's a pattern it's been used to. So I say to my body, not now. When it's time for eating, we will do it. Okay. So I get on with my day, and I just, enjoy the day. So as time dwindles on, I might have like low energy. And then I say to myself, have I been sat down for more than 2 hours? Have I been fixated so much on a problem? Am I stressed? Am I dehydrated? I relax and I step away from my work or whatever I'm doing. And if I have to take a 10 minute nap, I take a 10 minute nap, and I just, relax and then get back to work. And I do this, and before I know it, like I actually even started this on Monday, like the 5th of January. And before I know it, it's like 3 o'clock. And that's when I'm feeling like, okay, I can feel that I am tired. I can feel that I am hydrated. I'm not stressed. But even though I know I can still go on and push it, I don't want to push. So let's give the body a little bit of food. And then what do? I start my day. The first meal I have, I started with protein. I have some protein. I have maybe some eggs, some meat, some fish, and I still have carbohydrate. So maybe I'll take a slice of whole bread, or I'll take like maybe have some potatoes with it, or maybe just have like soup and loads of protein. And that's how I start my day. And then by the time I have eaten, maybe at about 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, I have more protein and less carbohydrates, because at that point my body doesn't need that carbohydrate, because I'm not going to do any kind of hard work or any kind of movement or push during the evening. And says that is how I make use of my internal energy to sustain the external energy that comes in. So that's the first way, and an example that you can use to reset your energy. So, the second way to reset your energy in general without dieting is to increase your mind absorption so that you can reduce the food noise. Says increasing your mind absorption to reduce the food noise is a game changer. So the way I'm gonna explain it is that, like, do you ever think about moments where you're so engaged in your work? You are doing, you are like really energized, you are just fully engaged, you've got a problem you want to solve, you got the solution, you're so happy with it, and you just go on, and you just do. And then you don't even think about food. Food does not even come to your mind because you're fully engaged. Sis, that is increasing your mind absorption. I do this, you do this, a lot of us do it, even children do it. Like, you've seen children that when they are having so much fun, when you are having so much fun, you forget about food. You don't even remember. Like, you go through the old and you're like, can you imagine? I'm not eating today. I'm not eating. This is my first meal. That's because your mind has been absorbed in other things. Your internal energy is now at play. Your mind and your body is just moving towards what you've absorbed yourself into. In January, a lot of us, we are going to be bored, because like a lot of people feel like January is a slow month. So because they feel that January is a slow month, they are bored, they are counting down, they're thinking when is the fun gonna happen? And then to get yourself out of that boredomness, you start snacking unnecessarily. Sis, this is the time for you to now start engaging in your goals. Start looking at structures, start looking at standards, start looking at systems that you can set in place rather than allowing boredom to take place. Sis, I'm not saying that we should go all hard, like all in into our work and do and overdo and push, but no, engage your mind. So even if you haven't got like work to do, try and find some other form of outlet that you can engage yourself in. And you could also like work out, do like a soft workout. And this is where my smart reset movement masterclass comes into place again. Says you really need to register, because we really need to like learn how to work out properly, workout that is soft, workout that is not meant to drain us. We need to reset how we think about workout, because back in the days I used to think that if I don't sweat, that if I don't feel the calories, like I'll look at my fitness wristwatch, and if I don't see like a lot of calories being burnt, I'll feel like, oh, I'm not actually pushing enough, I've not worked out enough, so I push a little bit more. But doing all of those just takes you away from who you truly are. It takes you away from your softness. For me, it did. I didn't know that I was going towards the extreme side of pushing, trying to be all masculine. Sis, you are feminine. Your feminine energy should lead. I now allow my feminine energy to lead. Then my masculine energy sets the structures, set the system, set the way the energy is going to flow. So, sis, you need to go back to allowing your feminine energy to lead. So, says going back to the second way by increasing your mind absorption so that you can reduce the food noise would really, really benefit you in a long run. Like, finding something to do, even if it's a old hobby, like something you used to love to do that give you joy, even if it's baking, but don't eat all of those cake. Even if it's baking, even if it's just, hanging out with your friends, doing things with your hand, writing, listening to music, engage the mind this January because it's one of the best way for you to reset your energy and retrain your nervous system to depend on your internal energy rather than the external energy. So we are going to move into the third way that I am using to reset my energy this January. So the third way that I have been using to reset my energy this January is to calm the nervous system. This is where I'm going to tell you about my soft life energy audit tool. So it is free for you to download. Click the link in my bio or in the description and start auditing your energy because it is only when you audit your energy that you can avoid energy leaks. So the best way to calm your nervous system is by firstly, my number one way that I use is by meditating. I meditate almost every morning, not every morning, but I try to regulate the mind. And another thing that I do to calm the nervous system is soft movement workout. Okay, says it is very essential that you train softly and not too hard. And then sometimes I do breath work and sometimes I just rest. And another best way that I use to calm the nervous system is slow transitions, slow morning. I do not let people rush me for anything. Like literally, sometimes we get into urgency mode, and whenever I get into urgency mode, like maybe things that are out of my control but I need to act fast, I still tell myself we save, this is just something we need to do. I take my time with it. I work with the pace. I work with the flow, with the urgency that is required. But at the same time, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself saying, if I don't do this, if I do that, then I won't be able to do that. Oh, this is going to affect my day. I take off the pressure. In cases like that, actually, I say to myself, Titilayo, accept what it is so that you can calm the nervous system. So when things come up like that, I accept. I take a deep breath in and out. And breathing in and out is very essential because it actually resets your energy. It is one of the easiest way actually to reset your energy. I take a deep breath in and I accept the situation. And I say, Titilayo, let's just move on from this. Let's just accept what it is and ask myself, what do I need to do? I am present in that moment. I do what I need to do and I let it go. Sis, that is one of the best ways to calm your energy by accepting what it is. Stop giving meaning to something that is going to work against you. Stop saying that, because that woman did not call me, or because that coaching call did not come true, or because the numbers in my bank account are not high enough, that means don't give meaning to things that's going to work against you. Don't look at something that you expected to be green, and because it's black you think, oh, this thing is working against me. It means I've not worked properly on it. It means I've not slept well. Don't be giving meanings to things. It drains your energy. And I stopped giving meanings to things. It means no judgment, no unnecessary opinion. Stop giving things to things that is not gonna elevate your energy, things that are gonna drain your energy. So sis, this January, we want to avoid energy leaks because when you avoid energy leaks, you are able to calm the body down. Then you wouldn't need food to to stabilize your body. You wouldn't need food to help you, calm down or be balanced. then you are able to choose wisely what you eat. And says, once you reset your energy this way, says, even if you put on extra weight throughout the holiday, you would easily lose this. Just have to set this as your standard. The number one, every morning, every day, I'm reconnecting with who I truly am, my real identity. Let that be your foundation, because once that is your foundation, it is easy for you to flow into the rest. Then, first, I am going to depend on my internal source of energy because I'm retraining the mind. And you can do that by fasting or just not eating first because your body is used to it. And then the second one is to engage yourself in the activities you're doing. Find things that elevate your mind, increases your mind absorption. And then the third way is to calm the nervous system, avoid energy leaks. Once you go through this step by step, I wouldn't actually even call it step by step. They're just ways you can implement other ways. Once you go through these ways, or you can find your own ways on how to reset your energy, sis, it is easy for you to lose that excess fat. It is easy for your months to flow through with ease and balance. So my sis, I am gonna stop here and I will see you in our next section where we're gonna be diving deeper on our goals, our identity, and everything that we truly want this year. All right, my queens, have a lovely time. Bye bye.